I have a Pelican 1430 cases. These are actually, my dad gave these to me. There was a house fire, and we had a house fire, and fortunately this bike survived. But oh yeah, that's right. I remember I rode this bike to that when the house was on fire. This is the bike I was riding to the house, so that's why it was spared. But yeah, you can see some burn marks here. Some I think some plastic stuff had melted onto it, and I had to actually scrape it off with like a gasket scraper and a grinder. But they're pretty tough cases. They're not my favorite cases. They're a little on the heavy side too. I can tell you this whole rack system, all this luggage stuff, the panniers probably add like 30 pounds to the bike. It's not light, but they're nice to have because one, they're rigid and you can lock it. You can lock your stuff, and it's waterproof too. So yeah, here's a little, it's kind of like an ammo box. It's a little better than an ammo box. And I added these button head, I made a movie about it, but I added these button head, Allen head bolts, so it doesn't like mess stuff up in here, because I had problems with stuff getting cut up and messed up the bolts. Oh yeah, because of that, I can't use the quick release system. They used to have thumb screws where you can just take them out and then just take it out, but I don't care. I just leave it on the bike. Yeah, it would be nice to take them off if I knew I didn't need them. But on this side, I keep tools and stuff just in case I'm on the road and I need to work on the bike. Oh, there it is. So I have oil in the bike. So if you guys don't know, I don't know. Like some people say some KLRs don't burn oil, and some do burn oil. This is an oil burner. I don't know. I don't think it burns oil though. I don't know where the oil's going, but it's not coming. Because this would be all sticky and stuff. But yeah, this is one of those oil burners, KLR. So I have to keep oil with it. I think every time I put gas in, like every 2 times I put gas in, I check the oil, and usually it's a little bit low or low. So I change it. I have a little bag here for registration, some tire sealant here. I've had the worst problems with flats on this bike, I'm telling you. Let me tell you a story about this. I don't know, I got a flat on this somehow. I don't even know how, because I never found the puncture. But I wound up going to like, I had a pump. I had a pump on this bike. It was like a slime pump, but it was a different slime pump. And I didn't have the extension cord to run it from the front of the bike to the rear of the bike to inflate it. And it was just too short. It was like only go up to like here. And so I had to like hobble it over to like Target and buy this pump. That's a funny story. And another story about the flat. Well, yeah, there was a flat when I first got this bike. And I think I had got another flat one time, and I don't know why. This is a flat magnet, man. I never had more flats on any bike than this bike, and this one has tubes. Anyway, so what is it? Okay. So I was in San Francisco with my buddy at the International Car Show, and then I come back to my bike, and no, I start riding down the street. I'm like, oh shit, man, the front is flat. I'm like. So I pull over, and then I found out it's flat. So I asked him, and then guess what? I had forgot my pump. I forgot my pump. I think I had taken the pump off of this to put it on my other bike or something, and then so I couldn't inflate it, but I couldn't find a puncture anywhere. And it turns out that the valve core was loose. Now that's not a common problem. Like I've never had that happen to me, the valve core. But I did have one of those valve stem covers that had the little removal. It has a valve core remover built into it. What I think is somebody came up to my bike and then they loosened the valve core to let the air out, and then they left it that way. Someone was playing some kind of joke on me, man, and all I did was I tightened it and I inflated it and it was fine. Yeah, there's a little story about the flats on this KLR. Yeah, so also it has a It has a custom deck that I made. I made a different movie about this too, so check that out. It's a custom deck. It's a little thicker. It's a HDPE deck. It's very robust compared to the stock deck. But I lose the toolbox. But I use it to mount this B-stem T-box, and this thing is a monster. It's gargantuan. Oh yeah, and there's like a little tool pouch here and a locker. I ride this thing into the city a lot, so that's why I bring a lock with me. It's bike thieves, you know. But yeah, so it has a. There you go. It says you can fit two. Excuse me. It says you can fit two full-size helmets in here, full-face helmets. But it only fits my one dual sport helmet because it has a peak on it and it has a bunch of shit hanging off of it. This actually has a LED too, but it's not hooked up to anything. And it's a quick release. You can remove it easily. All right. So also this since we're on the back of the bike, this Jardine RT4 has a quiet insert that I added because it's so loud. I wanted to make it a little quieter. It quiets it down a little bit. What else has been? I had to relocate the turn signals because of the luggage, so I use these L brackets, and I bolted them to the back of the rack here. What else? I think that's pretty much all the mods. Yeah. Oh, and it has a tall windscreen I got it from KLR650.com, and this thing is awesome. I love it. The only thing is if it's really hot, it starts to cook you. And you can't take it off easily. It's just like, but it's awesome. Like you can ride with like your face shield open. The owner installed a deer whistle on this, and I'll tell you, to date, I have not had any problems with deer coming and being attracted to this bike. So maybe it works. I don't know. Oh, also another mod that I did is I readjusted the needle on this, so because KLRs they read too high miles per hour, so I adjusted it so it's a little higher because now it has a supermoto wheel. The diameter of the wheel is smaller, so I had to really adjust it, and now it's actually pretty good. It's pretty I think the speed is pretty much spot on. It's either spot on or it might be a little bit less than what you're going at, maybe, or more. One of those. All right. There's a couple more Farkles that I left out. One of them was the dime mod. My buddy told me if you put a dime in here, you see there's a dime in there where the master cylinder is, like you'll have better braking. You have more leverage on the lever. So I actually did that. It helped a little bit. I try to squeeze as much braking ability as I can out of this bike. Also, here's another neat mod for UKLR guys. So you see this? This is the toolbox. The stock toolbox from a KLR, from a Suzuki DR650 SE. It actually fits where the smog canister used to be, because the previous owner had deleted all the smog stuff from this bike. It's funny because he's a smog technician too. He took all the smog equipment off the bike. But yeah, so now I have a little tool tube here. Which I'll just put the bike registration in here, and it's not secure, but like anybody's gonna want to steal that shit, right? I hope. Or put you can put tools, like a tire pressure gauge, and I'll probably put a caliper in here so I can measure the chain slack. That's what I was gonna do. So pretty cool. It fits, and it kind of looks like it belongs there. I'll show you what it looks like on the DR650. So yeah, there's actually two versions. If you buy the classic DR650 toolbox, it's smaller. The newer one looks like that. See, it's high. It's actually better hidden on the DR650. It's hidden behind the plastic. Yeah, it's like hiding back there. See. One concern I have is if the wheel comes up and smacks that toolbox. Let's hope it doesn't happen. But I spaced it. Actually added a spacer to it to push it more that way, so maybe it won't contact. Yeah, I think it's good. I don't think it'll touch. I'd be more worried about the caliper hitting the muffler. This is what I'd be worried about. All right, HadesOmega. So yeah, so there it is. So this bike has 30,000 miles, and you know, I love riding it. It's a great bike. It's fun. I like to take it up in the twisties. It's a lot of fun to ride in the twisties. And I'm gonna go take it on my first little adventure ride soon. So it's a KLR650. It's a dual sport, but I don't ride this bike off road because it's a Barbie bike. It's too nice to mess it up by riding it off road. And I didn't put knobbies on it or anything. That's why I have a DR650. I wound up for my dual sport. I wound up choosing the DR650. It's just a vastly better. It's a dirt bike, okay, and this is like a cruiser compared to the DR650. But yeah, it's still a fun bike to ride, and you know what? It still does have some dirt rideability. I have taken this off road once. I took it to Buzzards Lagoon. It's this little dirt road, and I rode it there, and it did okay. I've done a little bit of off road. These tires are like 90-10. 90 on road, 10% off road, so it'll kind of do some off road, but it's a little easier to handle than an adventure bike. So yeah. Oh yeah. Also, the previous owner had installed an Odyssey battery. Very nice battery. I've had this battery like since I've owned the bike, and I've never had a problem with it. You can't see it in there, but yeah, it's mounted sideways, and like there's no acid or anything that spills out of it, so that's why you can mount it sideways. But yeah, it's supposedly what the Marines use, and I can no, the Army does not use it. Yeah, so it's a very good battery, and you know, I actually have one in pretty much all my bikes now. I remember I killed this battery twice. I killed it twice with the grip warmer thing, and like all I did was charge it, and it came back to life. Oh yeah, okay. So this is I think this is a McDonald's Racing or whatever. It's a McDonald's not the food chain McDonald's, but it's the person that makes it. Shift lever. The stock shift lever had broken on me. It's a common problem for KLRs, first gen KLRs anyway. They break at the welds, and that's exactly. I don't remember what it did. What had happened was the teeth were like slipping or something. Oh wait, this one's actually loose too. I gotta tighten it. Dadgummit. But yeah. Anyway, this one's better. It has like a little. It's stronger for one thing. It has stronger welds, and it has a little plate here. So if you drop the bike and it hits the case, it won't punch a hole in the case so easily. But yeah, this bike has pretty much no protection stuff. And oh, okay, yeah, and I'll tell you my future plans for this bike. So this bike has 30,000 miles, and it's just burning oil. What I wanted to do is install the Eagle Mic 685 kit on this, and what that is it's a bigger piston and a bigger jug, and I have all that. I have the jug. And I was gonna do it, and then I've been going back and forth between that. I'm gonna sell this bike. I'm not gonna sell it. I'm gonna sell it, and then I said like, fuck it, I'm just gonna keep it. Well, nobody wanted to buy it for so long, so I wound up putting out. I sold a bunch of parts off of it, and then I tried and then now I'm just kind of just putting the parts back on. And I'm thinking like, hey, the bike's got 30,000 miles. It's a little tired. I think I'm gonna go rebuild the top end with the 685 kit. So the good thing about the 685 kit is it's lighter, and it has it's lighter, and it seals the oil better, so you don't have an oil burner anymore. And that is like the #1 reason I want to do this. I mean, well, the bike's got plenty of power. It's got enough power. It could use more. It could use a little more power. I know a little more power would be welcome, but it's I mean, I will be getting more power. The piston is lighter, so they say that that it vibrates less, and it stops the oil burning problem. So that's like a triple whammy right there, triple win. So but it's like $400. It's $400, and I kind of don't want to do it myself. So I would pay somebody. It'll wind up being like $800, which I think, you know, is totally worth it if I'm going to keep the bike. I have laid this bike once. Okay, twice. No, thrice. I've laid this bike down 3 times. What was it? No. Like this. Yeah, I really haven't dropped this bike a whole lot. One time, a red light runner. I had a red light runner going through an intersection, and they clipped the front wheel of my bike, and it kind of twisted the forks a little bit, but no damage. There was a dude in a freaking god damn it. There was a dude in I can cut that out. It was a dude in a Honda Prelude hit me, and like he was glad he didn't kill me, and I told him like, hey, can you just like pay for the scratches on the fender or whatever, and I asked for like $100 or something. So, and like, you know, it was hush hush. I didn't report it or anything. But yeah. What had happened, the bike didn't even have gas in it, so it was like super light, but like he hit the wheel, and I jammed on the brakes just in time, and then I came to a stop, you know, and I laid the bike down gently after he had clipped the wheel. And then I dropped it again, not like a few weeks ago, because I had it on the side stand, and then I think I was doing something. I had it on a swing arm stand, a rear stand, and it like fell off the rear stand. I was like, oh, dadgummit. Oh yeah, okay. But this bike has a subframe upgrade from KLR650.com. It's the one. It's the beefy upgrade. The one where like you have to drill the frame. You have to drill the frame and put bigger bolts and stuff. So the subframe is ready to like hold major stuff. Oh yeah, okay. Also, this has intimidators on the front forks. It has Recor intimidators with a 5-weight oil. It's pretty much the only suspension mod that I've done. I'm kind of contemplating whether I'm going to put beefier springs, but I think it's okay. Funny thing is, when I installed the intimidators, I was like, "Oh wow, the braking is so much better. It doesn't dive anymore," you know. And then and then I wanted to increase the braking power with the bigger rotor. So then the diving came back because it had more stopping power. So I'm like, well, the only thing that really stopped the diving now is to upgrade the springs. But yeah. Also, I don't remember what the sprocket setup was on this. I think this is running the stock sprockets. So yeah. So there you go. You know, you can tell I put a lot of work into this bike. Actually, I have bought new plastics for it to kind of restore it a little bit. To paint the little stickers coming apart here. That's the only bad thing on the bike. And there's like some rust here, and I need to repaint this here, which I'll probably do tonight. Yeah. So I had a whole lot of fun working on this bike. I think I worked on it too much. But I really enjoy riding this bike. It's really fun to ride. I wish I could have something, you know, with a little more power and that was fuel injected. But this bike has been relatively trouble free for me, and I'd like to reward it with a 685 kit. So I don't know when that's gonna happen. I'm gonna just need to save my money, you know, get some change together. I would like to take this thing on some like kind of sport touring rides and maybe some light, very light off-roading, you know. Yeah. So I hope you've enjoyed my 1992 KLR650. You don't see too many of these on the road anymore, so It's like I'm writing a piece of history here. Yeah, and they don't even sell Gen 1 KLRs anymore. They don't make them this small anymore. I actually like the Gen 1 KLRs because they look more like a dirt bike. They look more like a dirt bike. All right, HadesOmega. Oh, okay, HadesOmega here. So yeah, also another thing is when I raise the bike back up, it leans a whole lot. Like, okay, so I'm not gonna lie. Let me see if I can center this camera. So there we go. That's how much it leans. That's a good like 10-15 degrees right there, man. So it leans to like the 11 o'clock position. So those you KLR guys out there watching this video, please let me know if that is normal. Like just look at the support bar for the pannier. See how much it's leaning. It didn't lean like that before when I lowered it. So what I think is this side stand is lowered, but I could not find anyone that sold a lowered side stand like that. So yeah, let me do a close up on the side stand. So those of you KLR guys, let me know if that looks like a stock side stand or if it looks like it's been modified. It's got a little blue tip on it. I don't know why. And I'm assuming that might be a lowered one. But I guarantee you this: when I load this bike down with luggage, it's gonna be lower. So that's one of the reasons. But yeah, I think it's leaning way too much. I like it to lean less. I might lower the preload to make it a little bit lower, but for now I just gotta ride it.